Hey, welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host with the most, coming to you for our lunch stream. What is our lunch stream? Well, that's where we just bring everybody together to hang out for the next hour and answer some of your questions, do a roster review, do some fun things, and hang out with you good folks during your work week. We do this every day, Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. If you would like a roster review, then just send your link to Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, who will get you added to the queue. We're trying to get through them as quickly as we can. We're making progress. Speaking of Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, he is here. Dr. Finn, how goes it with you?
I'm not burning my friends today, so pretty good.
That's right. You are a sick man who likes to pee on himself and burn his friends. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then please go watch our D&D campaign, which we had yesterday. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe for the channel. It really helps the channel grow. Really appreciate all the feedback. If you have feedback that you'd like, you can either go to our Discord and let us know what you think, or you can just leave comments in the videos. We like that as well. And we do have our Patreon set up. Do we have the tier system set up for that yet, Finn?
Not yet. I actually wanted to discuss something with you about that after we're done with the stream here.
Bastard. You could have done this the whole morning. You could have done this already. We could have announced
I was seeing patients this morning. Leave me alone.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Were you telling them to eat Twinkies?
No, actually.
Mm-hmm. Because you know they're bad for you, and it's not good for your health. I'm moving on.
It's not. I never said it was good for your health, but if you can control all your diet and stuff, and you want to eat it, that's fine. But then we had this guy come in who had lost 50 pounds after going on Nutrisystem and stuff, and it was all good. And then he came in, and he had gained back 15 pounds, and said he had a nice salty meal the day before, and had half a bottle of wine and 2 beers, and all this. I was like, okay, now we have to increase your medicines again. So hooray!
Yay, you're a dumbass.
So yeah, such is life.
Food is an addiction too, man. You know
it is. I need a Klondike bar.
That's all right. Also join us, who will be scooping up your questions and monitoring the chat, is the Soulless One, Stanley Red.
Hello there.
Hello there. Also join us is Grim the Mechanic.
Howdy.
And we also have, who else do we have in here? My Skype just disappeared. We've got Mike from across the pond.
Hello there.
And Sir Loki should be here. He was here, but he said he'll be back in about 15 minutes. So we'll have the sexy Buddha himself, the lightsaber builder, Sir Loki here. And Grande's been in and out as well. We also have the Stoner Jedi here with us, I believe.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's up, Stoner? Did I miss anybody? I think that's everybody, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So,
looks
welcome.
like it.
If you have a question that you'd like to get answered, just throw it in the chat. Make sure it's in the form of a question or has a question in front of it. Stanley will scoop those up, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. And then, yeah. So, hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everyone's doing well with whatever it's Monday. But we'll try to make it as painless for you as possible as we try to do what we do best. So, let's get started with our roster review. And Finn, who are we roster reviewing today?
So today we are reviewing Ruka Nai Talum. And I might be pronouncing that name wrong.
Yeah, it's Ruka Nai. I think you got it right, Ruka Nai Talum.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what I'm trying to go with here.
Sure.
But yeah, Ruka Nai Talum. And looking for kind of a little bit of a general review. Hoping that, okay, so basically he's hoping that, again, apologies if it's not a he, I'm just using it in a general sense, but he's
I understand.
Ready to move from his Jedi training raid team to a Emperor Palpatine team, but he wants to know if his speeds are high enough without taking them off his Jedi training raid team. So we're looking for that, and then just general review of mods and Sith teams.
Well, so let's start off.
I'm gonna head to my phone call really quick. I'll be right back.
No. All right. Let's see here. So he's looking at it. Maybe change up his arena team. Looking like you're doing all right in your arena. I mean, it's a JTR team. So let's look at the mods on the JTR team. I'm sure Grim and those guys are already breaking it down. And I'm assuming you're going to want to go for the Sith team. Let's just see what you got. Let's see what we can do just for that. And then we'll look at all your roster and see where you can do some areas and stuff. I'm sure Mike and them are looking at your arena mods, and they're looking at your mods in general. You're doing pretty damn well with the JTR team. I'm thinking you can do pretty well with the Sith team. Let's just look at what you got. And GG's being slow as molasses, as always.
I'm back.
Oh, well, welcome back. That was a quick phone call, Finn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just need to respond.
I mean, was it one of those calls where it's like, Dr. Finn, we're calling because that autopsy you ordered came through and you're like, shh, secrets.
I'm doing the lunch stream. Yep, and then hung up.
All right.
So here's the interesting thing about the question that he had asked about his mods. His better mods seem to be on his like Vader, his Thrawn. So I mean, he asked if he can use that team without removing mods from his JTR team, right? But his JTR team doesn't even have his best speed secondaries.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna say the answer is yes. Yeah. Most of your secondaries are on other characters, so I mean.
Well, he doesn't have Traya.
I think you definitely could. No, so he's running.
He does have Nihilus, Vader, Palpatine, all gear 12. He's got Nihilus 7 stars, gear 11. And you can take that one to gear 12, and then throw a Thrawn in there, and you got yourself a winning combination there, my friend. I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, Christ. Pretty damn nice. You got yourself a 7-star Dark Nihilus. You just gotta get that tray in there. You'll be all right, my friend. But yeah, you can definitely run that team with Eplead Vader, Nihilus, Scion, Thrawn if you wanted to. If that's the team you're looking for, yeah, definitely. I don't see any problem. And Finn said you don't need to do the mods. So now you said a general roster review. You just want us to look at different teams.
Yeah, mods and then the Sith raids.
All right, so keep looking at the mods. I'm gonna start breaking down all the teams here. So let's go with our general look at teams. City Hop Trey done in 3 raids. So yeah, you can, once you unlock Trey, get her to gear 11, run her with you can run her, you've got Sith Trooper, you need to get him to gear 12, but you can run a Darth Scion Sith Trooper Trey lead with Nihilus, and then throw in a 5th, whatever you like. Some people like Ness, some like Thrawn. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. But I like Thrawn personally. It's a really, really disgusting team. So that's a team you could consider going for as well. First Order looks fine. It just needs gear as a possibility for your tier 2 team, unless you're using like a shotgun Ray, or sorry, shotgun Leia, or you're using the General Kenobi, Hermit Yoda, Wampa team. You do that. Let's see your.
And he's in the chat. It's
yeah, I know. I responded to him, Finn.
Yeah.
It's just stick with us here, buddy.
I'm trying. Okay. So since he's there, just a question on his mods. So what were you thinking about in terms of your mods? Because we mentioned that it looked like your mods were they're already kind of on your Empire team, and you said you didn't want to move your mods from your JTR team. So what did you I guess mean by that? Because a lot of your mods are already there. I can see them on Vader, I can see some on Thrawn, you have some on your Nightsisters. So maybe this is all prep for your Sith raid? Is that what you're kind of looking for, that you can keep mods on some of your teams that are for the Sith raid without having to switch it to like your arena team later on, so you don't have to switch mods? So if he I'll wait for his answer. I know there's
his Nightsisters look great. He's got the Chex Mix team. I mean, let's look at this. Troopers look fine. You could probably start working getting them to gear 12 if you wanted to, just to be more just disgusting. So you can go finish off your Troopers to 12, or you can work on your First Order to getting them higher gears. I mean, it's just a solid team with execution that you can get good scores with with that team. Let's see.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, if he doesn't need to move around mods,
then you're fine, brother.
Well, there's still some focusing you can do in order to kind of move things around.
You do want to maximize, your arena team, you want to have the maximum effect for your mods, right? Even if you have good mods on there, you still, if there's a mod that's on, say, JTR that can help your, one of your other arena team be faster and just better stats, and you kind of want to focus on that. But it sounds like it just be subtle moves than just overall just, tear it apart, break it down, everything.
Yeah, so how much are you dropping overnight with your Jedi training raid team is one question. And then the other question is what kind of teams are you facing in your arena? Because, so here's the one thing. Your Emperor Palpatine team will probably drop less than your Jedi training raid team. Jedi training raid has too many counters that everyone is kind of familiar with now. And you can go considerably lower on gear and mods to beat that Jedi training raid team than you can the Emperor Palpatine team with the Vader and whatnot. So depending how much you drop, that would be part of the consideration. And then what you're facing, because you want to make sure that you do have teams ready to beat other teams, and having your depth and roster like you do and then modding them for the Sith raid gives you that option. But we want to make sure we're focusing correctly on kind of what you're looking for. So yeah, I think you're in a fairly good spot with that. Most of your mods are either on your Emperor Palpatine team, your Jedi Training Raid team, or your Nightsisters, which is pretty much where they want to be. So, so he says, I've gone to the 50s overnight, and it's mostly trail leads with Palp and not Bastila showing up. Okay, then I'm fine with you focusing on Jedi Training Raid. In fact, I would say you might want to make your Jedi Training Raid team faster and help you with phase 1, because Jedi Training Ray is a counter to the Traya team because of all the exposes kind of just going through all the damage reduction a good bit.
I mean,
yes,
it just seems like he's finalizing stuff more than anything I'm seeing with this roster. I mean, everything that I've seen so far looks really, really good. I mean, I'm not seeing anything. God damn it, Gigi! I swear.
Yeah, there's nothing major really that you have any issues with. I mean, so you have your phase 1 team, your phase 2 is your Wampa, right? So,
I'm looking for his Wampa. I don't see it.
Let me see. I saw Wampa having some of his mods. Let me see. Maybe his Wampa isn't complete. Oh, Wampa is 6-star. That's why.
Right.
6-star gear 8.
He doesn't have that team, but he could get his first order team while he's working on the Wampa.
And his Leia is... Let's see where his Princess Leia is. His Princess Leia is gear 11, so she is a viable team.
So you can get your first order up and get your Leia going, and then once you get Wampa to 7 stars in gear, then you can start throwing him in the raid with the Hermit Yoda team for your phase 2. The teams that we've talked about before, with GK and stuff, and you can go with that team. And then you can have first order. That's another team you can throw in there if you need more damage. Then you got your phase 1 team, your phase 2 teams. Phase 3 will, of course, be Chex Mix. And then phase 4, you've got the Nightsisters set up perfectly to where you should be fine. I mean, your roster overall is really, really good. I'm not seeing anything that really stands that you really need focus on. I mean, it's just a matter of you're at that stage where you're kind of finalizing things, right? You've done the right moves, you got the right mods, you got the teams that you need. You're just finalizing some of this stuff, so you can start getting your people to gear 12 and like your first order team, getting your troopers at 12. Maybe your full resistance team with Finn. For stuff like beyond just the raid, but like for your territory wars, right? Getting teams ready so you can just be that much of a pain in the ass, kicking ass, and taking names in the territory wars, and having that flexibility in territory battles to where your roster's so good that you can give up pieces and like, no, I'm so good. I got this, yo. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with your team, man. Anything else anybody else is noticing?
So he asked a question regarding his Nightsisters, and he's saying, are the speeds fine on Nightsisters, or should some be lower or higher? Okay, so the way that you mod your Nightsister team for Heroic Sith is a little bit different. So you do want to have speed on your Nightsisters, but they don't have to be super fast. And the reason they don't have to be super fast is because with Asajj Ventress Zeta lead, they're kind of gaining turn meter repeatedly as bonds of weakness is kind of triggering them to lose hit points, and then you're forcing these abilities in order to gain hit points. So while speed is important, it's not like the be all end all for Nightsisters. Now, for some of them, it helps. For other ones, you don't necessarily need it. So which ones are we looking at for speed? The first one for sure is going to be Zombie. Now, you have a Gear 5 Zombie, which is perfect. You have, and I can see you only have 5 of the 6 mods on it, which is actually perfect. You're not putting the triangle or the diamond, which has a defense primary. So you want to avoid defense, you want to avoid health, you want to avoid protection. Ideally, you're just running kind of 4 speed sets, and you're having speed secondaries on them without any others. But since yours is Gear 5, yours is super, super squishy, works really well in the Heroic Sith Raid and anywhere you want, because it's a really easy dead zombie. So your zombie is the first one that you want speed. The second one is Daka. Now, Daka, you want speed because you want her to go repeatedly in order to try and get that res back up, so you can use the res as a heal as well. She's one of the characters that you can use her, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's the special that removes the bonds of weakness. Ideally, she's one of the characters that you want to use in order to remove the bonds of weakness. So speed on Daka helps, but you also do want to make sure you have health on Daka. So she's kind of one of the first characters where, although you want her to be fast, it's important that you do get health on her so that her heals are more effective. And if you have, I think he does have a Zeta on her, which means that she will get the stacking health repeatedly as zombie dies. So more health, the better. It increases her survival rate. So Daka is another one. Kind of speed is something to look at, but also health. Mother Talzin is the next one. Talzin you want fast because you want her going repeatedly in order to use her Spirit Blade Assault. Now, her Spirit Blade Assault is particularly good because of Talia. And so you want her fast. You also want her offense, her damaging, to be high, because when she does her basic, she does extra damage to everyone that has the plague, and ideally you're getting the plague kind of spreading around with RNG at the start. And so offense is also important to Talzin. So for Talzin, you're looking at speed as well as just damage and offense. She's special damage. Her crit chance is pretty low, so you're better off usually going with your offense instead of crit chance. And it looks like that, or critical damage, which it looks like you're doing. You have 4 offense mods on her, so you're doing pretty good there, and as fast as possible. Talia and Asajj are ones that you want to focus on damage-wise. So Asajj is going to be getting crazy amounts of damage as Zombie is dying. And so the more damage and the faster you can get her, the better. But primary focus, that 4 crit damage set and critical damage triangle, get that 216% critical damage, and then just start rolling with damage. And that looks like exactly what you're doing. So you're in a good shape there. Talia is your other one. Now, Talia you want with as much damage as possible, and that can either be through offense, which is what it looks like you're doing, or you can do crit damage. With crit damage, essentially what you're doing is you're multiplying the damage that you do with the basic. And why is the basic important? Because Talia heals with her basic based on the amount of damage that she does. So you can go either crit damage or offense with Talia, depending on how much crit you can get from those secondaries, and then also speed, so she can go more often. I think I would probably focus more on critical damage, but there's nothing wrong with offense. It kind of gets you a more consistent heal, but it's up to you. So it looks like you've modded all of your characters pretty correctly on the Nightsisters. So I think you're fine there.
Yeah. Anything else anybody sees? It's a pretty damn good roster.
Yeah.
Very nice roster.
Yeah, it's very nice. All right. So, Ruka, that's what we got. If you have more questions, you can just hook up with us in the Discord. We'd be more glad to help you out, my friend. But you're on the right path, man. This is just this is just adding those finishing touches to what you're doing already, and I think you're well on your way, my friend. So, if you have specific questions, stay on target. Almost there.
Thank you.
All right. So, thank you, Ruka, for letting us look at your roster. Hope that helped you out. And if you have more questions, just get with us in Discord. All right, now it is time for Wacky News Monday. All right, we ready for these?
I am ready.
Oh, God. All right, let's look at the first one. Serial offender koala rescued from power station fence. The picture just says a thousand things. I can't even begin to describe.
It's adorable. I love the koala.
A hapless koala was rescued for the third time when it managed to get its head stuck in a metal fence at a power station. Third time, eh? SA Power Networks tweeted a photo showing the koala with its head stuck between the metal bars of a fence at the Happy Valley substation in St. Mary's, South Australia. The tweet said the crew at the station contacted Fauna Rescue SA to free the koala, which Animal Rescue said was familiar to them. Sally Selwood of Fauna Rescue SA said the koala wasn't too bright and has been rescued by the crew twice before. When the guys got in, they discovered this serial offender stuck in the fence, she told the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. He's already known to us because he's already been rescued for her. He's got a yellow ear tag. He seems to be the one that likes to get into trouble, she said. He's been caught in yards with dogs before. He just seems to find himself in poor situations. Does anybody think that this is Grande?
Aren't they permanently stoned? I thought koalas were kind of always off their gourd, so fair play to him for staying alive.
Yes.
Oh, God. God. That's just awful. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Aren't they worse with chlamydia as well?
What?
I think he's just looking for friends. I think he's just going to places where he knows people are going to come. He wants to be friends with dogs. He wants to be friends with people. It's adorable. He just wants friends.
Oh, we just got $20 from the guy we just reviewed. His name is M. Paisley88, he says, thanks for the review. Shout out to my guild's Secluded Empire. Of course. I think we did shout them out right at the beginning, Finn.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Shout out to
Secluded Empire. Represent. Daniela Papaya said Grande's gel picture.
In parts of Australia, up to 90% of koalas have chlamydia. Be careful, guys.
Okay, I'm not even going to touch that.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Yeah.
Nor the koala.
All right, moving on. Masked male was bathroom invading raccoon. Oh my God. Who was that masked man? A California sheriff's office said a masked male found rummaging in a resident's bathroom was not arrested because he was a raccoon. Well, I mean, I'm glad to hear that. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office posted a photo to Facebook showing the raccoon perched atop a resident's toilet. Their sheriff's office joked the trash panda was a masked male. Through great negotiation skills, Deputy Eek was able to convince the little guy not to resist and politely leave, the sheriff's office said. He was ultimately escorted out of the house unharmed, and Pinky swore he would not return.
Oh, good Lord.
How did you imagine you come to there, he's like, bitch, I'm trying to use the toilet! I want a car and a jet at the airport, or the toilet gets it.
I was watching The Office over the weekend because they show it a lot on Comedy Central now, and they had the episode where Dwight became the temporary manager after Michael had left, and Joe was trying to find his replacement. I don't know if you remember that after Saber had bought Dunder Mifflin and all that, and Dwight shot his gun off in the office. And basically they were like blackmailing him in order to not tell Joe that he fired his gun. So they told him to get rid of everything. And he took his like killer piranha that he had in his like aquarium in his office and went into the men's bathroom and threw it in the toilet. And I guess he didn't flush it because Kevin goes in there afterwards and he goes to sit down. All of a sudden you hear, ah! And he runs out of the bathroom like pulling up his pants like, what the fuck? I'm just picturing somebody going to the bathroom and just like, what the fuck? There's a little raccoon standing there at your toilet.
Hey, honey, I'm gonna go take a dump. I'll be right back. What the hell? Hey, Bob, I'm trying to use the bathroom.
I don't remember eating that.
Corn? I don't remember eating any corn.
Oh my God. All right, let's go to the next one. Open shirt Goldblum statue celebrates Jurassic Park anniversary. What? July 18th, UPI. A 10-foot tall statue of Jeff Goldblum with his shirt open has been erected in London to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Jurassic Park. Mike, how come you didn't tell us about this?
I don't know. I'm surprised.
The statue, which measures about 10 feet tall and 23 inches, depicts Goldblum in his iconic open shirt pose from Steven Spielberg's dinosaur film. The artwork was erected next to London's Tower Bridge by streaming Service Now TV to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Jurassic Park, the first film in the franchise that spawned this summer sequel, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which features Goldblum reprising his role as Dr. Ian Malcolm. The statue will remain in place until Thursday evening, has already become a big hit with fans on social media. Okay.
The video, don't play the video. It's audio.
Oh God, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's showing what the statue is.
The best is that. Have you ever heard that thing where they took his audio when he was doing his laugh and made a song of it, or like a dance song, like?
Oh man, Jeff Goldblum.
I know. Look at that.
He did
that. That's grande.
Yeah, no.
He did Earth Girls Are
I think
Easy.
that's more Loki right there. People are like, oh, the sexy Buddha. Oh my.
Man. What the hell are they doing in London?
I don't know.
Mike, what are they doing over there?
What is going on with your country, man?
Well, we've got loads of dinosaurs here, mate.
No,
half of them are still ruling the country, so so I'm not surprised at all.
Life finds a way.
Life, even painfully, life will find a way.
All right, next one.
Just picturing that bathroom cabinet full of Brundle bits.
Man sets record by slicing watermelons on stomach. What the? A New York man known for setting up more than 600 world records added another to his side by slicing 26 watermelons with a sword on his stomach. Assured of Furman set the new Guinness World Record on Tuesday by placing watermelons in stomachs and slicing them in half with a sword. Furman managed to cut through 26 melons in 1 minute, earning the new record. Furman has set more than 600 Guinness World Records, including more than 200 that still stand. I mean...
So, there's actually a little bit of the story that's not written here. So, this wasn't even a record. Like, he called Guinness to see if there was a record like this, and they said no. And he's like, okay, I'm going to try and set the record. So, he set a record for his own new record, and this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen. He does literally cut the watermelon in a slice towards his belly. Repeatedly, 26 times.
Can we do a collection for him? Get him a TV or something.
I know
the guy's
that,
obviously really bored.
I know that my father, who learned Japanese martial arts, kendo and stuff like that, they would do demonstrations where they would take the sword. I mean, this is a lot harder. It's one thing when you're slicing because you can control it and stuff, but he would take somebody and put fruit and then use the sword to cut with one slice, cut it in half without injuring the person, which I think is a lot harder. I mean, what the hell?
The best part is he's using a watermelon as a pillow.
I mean, you gotta use what's around you, man. What's available.
I mean, when you think of comfort while cutting yourself with a sword, you think of a watermelon pillow.
Yeah, it's like, Christ. Oh my God. All right, let's look at the next one here. Let's see here. What's going on? Let's see. I wish this happened to me. Bacon Air makes woman a millionaire for 10 minutes. A Boston woman was looking back on her 10 minutes as a millionaire after a bacon error was made in her favor and quickly corrected. Ellen Fleming, 26, said she received a voicemail from a TD Ameritrade financial consultant saying that a deposit had been made in the account she had opened months earlier with only $50. Fleming said she looked at the TD Ameritrade app and discovered her account now contained $1.1 million. I was thinking, oh wow, how neat would this be? Fleming told the Boss Club. I could quit my job, do whatever I wanted to do, pay off my student loans. You need to take every opportunity that's handed to you, she said, but that seemed like an opportunity that could lead me to federal prison, so it didn't seem worth it. Fleming called the financial advisor back to tell them that a mistake had been made. She said the money had apparently been intended for a different Ellen Fleming. There's some Ellen Fleming out there living in some alternate universe life in Florida, she said. Fleming posted a screenshot of her inflated account balance to Twitter. I was rich for 10 minutes, and I could tell you, life was in fact better, she wrote. Fleming said her account balance now stands at $63. Being a millionaire really was a dream come true for 10 minutes, she said. I am very humbled that I lost my money and my family stood by me.
Okay, so since when does the bank make any deposit based on just your name?
It had to have been some kind of error. I mean, it's computers, so, errors can happen.
Yeah, but every time I've done any kind of deposit, I've needed to put, like, my bank account. I've needed to, like, secure it with something, like, either the last four of the social or birthday or something. Like, how do you just say, I'm going to deposit in the name of Ellen Fleming? Yeah, there's only one Ellen Fleming in the entire United States, so we'll just put it in this one account. What? Like, something is...
Here's a question I have. Like, why didn't she be like, oh, I have $1 million, withdraw?
Oh, because she's right. It will land her in federal prison.
It's not her fault.
Yeah, but if you know
it was the bank's fault,
it wasn't correct. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If it's not like anything reasonable, then you should know better than to take it, and then you will get arrested. That would be a federal crime. It's like the people that get like the checks from the government for like unemployment and stuff, and it gets like an extra zero added to it. Like if you don't fix that and they find out, there's all kinds of fraud issues and stuff that will be brought on your ass. The government is not very happy with their own errors. They take it out on you if you don't tell them.
Wow. Just, if that happened to me, I'd be so pissed. Like, bastards.
Yeah, but you know it's not even your money. Why would you be pissed?
Because it gives hope. And rebellions were built on hope.
Rebellions are based on hope. All right, I think we can start with questions.
I'll take 20 volts, please.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. Then Morgan says, I'll take my jail time, thank you.
Hey, you can be bunkmates with Grande.
I mean, yeah. He's a big deal, and he can get you commissary privileges. You were aware that you were,
That's one of those ones where I'd like to open a Swedish bank account, please.
Paul Morgan, question. My guild is relying on me and a few others to take down Treya in Phase 3, and I struggled to keep Nightsisters, JTR, and Chex Mix alive long enough. What other teams will go the distance in Phase 3?
Wait, what? They're relying on just a few people to take down Phase 3, and you're using, like, your Nightsisters in Phase 3?
That's what it says.
But I think your guild needs to reorganize how they're tackling Phase 3.
Cherry.
Your guild needs to go home and rethink their life.
Okay, so once you get to Phase 3, right? So here's the thing. Once you get to Phase 3, you can do whatever damage you want. So Phase 4, I'm going to jump ahead now. Phase 4. Oh, he's talking about Tier 6. This question was from Paul Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Paul Morgan.
Okay, so he said Tier 6. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't... That doesn't sound as bad anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So Phase 6, I mean, so there's two teams in particular that quote-unquote work on Treya in Phase 3. There's the Chex Mix team. Chex Mix is actually hard on Tier 6 because you can potentially kill a lightsaber with Han before you can even do anything. And sometimes it counterattacks will get a saber killed. I remember, at least in Tier 6, where like a saber would attack my Han after I already killed him with the opening shot. Oh, he wrote P... Wait. Now he's saying Phase 4. Okay, let's clarify the question.
Oh my God.
I'm confused now.
Okay, so your guild is relying on you to kill Treya in Phase 4 after Nihilus and everyone is dead. So let's clarify the question, Paul Morgan, just to make sure. So Tier 6, Phase 4, Scion and Nihilus are dead, and they're relying on you in order to kill Treya. Is that the situation that we're in? Because if that's where we are, then you try to throw your best 5 teams at it, and that's pretty much it. Like, you can't... Chex Mix you can do if you want. Okay. Well, now, wait. Now, Nathaniel Morgan, you're confusing me, because that question was from... God. So we have a Paul Morgan, we have a Nathaniel Morgan, and a Nathaniel Miller. I swear I can take...
Let's call them Fluffy, Ray Ray, and Jaja.
All right, so Fluffy is saying Tier 4, Tier 6. So, okay. So if you need to take out Nihilus, then you're basically looking at the Nightsisters. There's not much else. You can potentially do... You can do some damage with First Order. You can also do potentially some damage with Nihilus, annihilating the opponent's Nihilus. So... I mean, those are the damages stuff. So Nihilus in Phase 4 is pretty much just, unfortunately, a Nightsister team kill. There is another team you can run. It does not work in Heroic, and I mentioned this before. It's the same team that I've mentioned before in Phase 1, and it's Jawas. Thermal detonators. Thermal detonators work in the lower tiers because the health pool is larger, and so your detonation can do enough damage to overcome the protection. In Heroic, the health is less because you're only restricted to your roster. You can't do refreshes and stuff, and so the health pool is less. And so since thermal detonators are a percentage of your health damage, they don't work in Heroic. But Jawas. Jawas in anything with Nihilus, Jawas can work because he does the AoE, and that can trigger Jawa's Scavenger's Unique, which you need to make sure you have an Omega on, and that will trigger the thermal detonators on Nihilus. And then similarly, Bounty Hunters with the thermal detonators, so you'd want like a Boba lead with like a Zam Wessel and a Greedo, and just loading up on thermal detonators. That can potentially work as well. I like with my Jawas a Barris lead because Nihilus goes around protection, and then Barris's lead gives health at the start of each of their turn. So if you want, you can do that, and then make sure that they have a bunch of health mods. So that would be kind of the direction I would go. Yeah, so Nightsisters, Jawas, Bounty Hunters that have thermal detonators, Nihilus for annihilating the opposing Nihilus. Those would be the ones that I would focus on.
Paul Morgan donated $2. Apologies, Phase 4, Tier 6. Need to take out Nihilus.
Okay, yeah. Not a problem. Just wanted to make sure we're clear. Oh, and another thing you can do, right? Nihilus only gains protection when you attack him with the basic if the person already has defense up on him. The way to avoid defense up is with tenacity up. So you can potentially use a Yoda or a Rex in order to prevent your characters from getting those basics, or their basics triggering a defense up. So potentially, I don't know if you have it, potentially clones could work if you can get the tenacity up, and then you can do damage on Nihilus that way. So then you would just be hitting them with basics, but none of them would get defense, so then they wouldn't trigger the protection.
Av7x92. Question for absolute best defensive Sith team with huge mod advantage. I have 2 sets for around 150 speed.
Defense, so Traya. I'm assuming he has Traya. So Traya, Scion, Nihilus, Sith Trooper, and Enfys Nest is the one that I'm seeing as kind of the strongest one right now. I don't know if you guys are seeing anything different, but that's the one that I'm noticing.
Eric Estrella, question for all. What are/were your farming plan when farming Hermit Yoda, and how long will it take to 7-star him?
It was all in. It's nothing. I'm doing the same thing with Wampa right now. It's all in. Once you, and it's hard because sometimes there'll be gear pieces that you really want. You're like, yeah, I could take this, but you have to stay on target. And I think it depends on how much you're getting in currency, but I mean, and your star level. Now, for me, we're getting like 44 and 47 stars in the territory battle, so it's quite a lot of currency we're getting. So, for me, the farm was a little bit faster, just because, especially with all the bonus missions and stuff being done and everything, you can get quite a lot of shards and do it. It's still going to take you a while because it is a limited currency, even though you get some from territory wars and stuff. But it's doable. I haven't done the math on like what would be the specifics timeline, but I would say 2 months to get them at the most.
Yeah, it all depends on what star level you're getting in territory battles, because that kind of gives you your biggest number of guild event tokens. But yeah, I did the same thing. I'm always a character first person over gear, so my guild event tokens went immediately to Hermit Yoda and then Wampa. So I finished them before I even touched gear 12 gear.
Sure.
So I've had them 7-star for a while, and then yeah, basically like Ranger said, once you start focusing on them, you focus them all the way to the top.
Do it.
Any other? I know Xylo's on here, and he loved himself some Wampa and Hermit Yoda. Anything else to add, Mr. Xylo?
No, I'd say 2 months sounds about right.
I mean, it may take a little bit longer. Just depends on where you're at and stuff. I mean, that's kind of the gist of it.
Right. I mean, like when I got over to MC2 and like when I got over to MC2 and like my star level increased, it took me like I'd say like a little less than 2 months, just because we were getting the max potentially on dark side and light side. So.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, you also have to factor in if you're doing all the bonus missions as well, which we do, you get an extra currency as well. So, yeah, the AI is stupid when it comes to the Ewoks. I'm just playing on auto, and my short troopers are down because the game is stupid. All right, I just wanted to see what would happen. God. I have to actually do this manually. I hate this mythic tier. What am I getting from it? 2. I have to fucking 2 Omegas. I'll do it later. God damn it. Blame you for this, Finn.
Yeah, I have to manual the mythic.
I know.
I can auto the other one.
I was trying to see how it would do. I mean, God forbid I have.
The problem is you don't want Short Trooper taunting most of the time, and his AI makes him taunt. So
it's ridiculous. I go do it. Do this manually. Stupid game. Stupid. Dope it. Alright, next question.
Luke Thyrocker, question: next Zeta Grandmaster Yoda, Unique, or Hoda? I already have Bastilla lead.
Let's give this to Xylo.
Yeah.
I haven't really done anything with Bastilla, so yeah.
Anybody done anything with Bastilla?
I Zeta her lead.
I'd say the lead as well. I'm in a quandary. Do I do Grandmaster Yoda's Unique, or do I do Ezra's Flourish?
You need neither.
I know I need neither, but Grandmaster Yoda one gives them longevity over more hits from, or bigger hits by Ezra.
Yeah,
I'd say Ezra, just because, I mean, you get more damage output, right?
Yeah, but everything I've seen, Grandmaster Yoda does more damage than Ezra anyway.
Because he gets a much more bigger volume of hits.
Yeah. So you're throwing out foresight to everyone. You're looking for the penetration up. To before you do your group attacks and whatnot. Personally, the more I think about it, I mean, Ezra's a crew member, and I'm all for gearing up and boosting up your ships. You're getting double XP for it, and it works in 2 areas, 2 arenas.
Yeah, that's true.
But the more I think about it, the more I'm so tempted. I mean, I'm going to be pressing the button after the show stream. So, and I'm thinking I'm actually going to go Grandmaster Yoda, even though he's only gear 11.
I agree. I would say the order would be Hermit Yoda's Strength Flows first, because of the protection game.
Done that.
Then Grandmaster Yoda, Then I would do Ezra if you're keeping Ezra on that team, and then it would be Hermit Yoda's do or do not. Which is not even necessary, because once one of the Jedi die, unless you have Jolie, they're not coming back. So.
Paul Morgan donated another $2. He said, had a ton of lag. Please put that in Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I think we were saying unique of Grandmaster Yoda. It's his battle meditation is the one to Zeta.
They're arguing in chat. Yeah, Grandmaster Yoda has 2 Zetas.
Yeah, but I don't think... Let me double check. I didn't think either of them was a unique, was it?
Yeah, the one's leader, and the other
one is leader and one is special.
Sorry,
there's no unique on Grandmaster Yoda. Yeah, it's his battle meditation. That's the one you need.
Yeah. Special, not unique. My bad.
Yeah, he's one of the interesting ones. 3 specials, 1 leader, 1 basic, no unique.
Ski Trooper, question. I have an offense primary triangle with 18 speed. Is it advisable to run Traya with an offense set 104 speed plus 104 speed, or is that too slow?
It's a little slow. I don't know how much offense you can get with another set. I mean, you want your Traya to be fast, but I mean, 104 isn't really bad. Don't get me wrong, I think that's probably my 3rd highest set, but it depends on your arena shard. Because my 3rd is reasonable for my arena, like it's still lower than a lot of people, but it's enough to get me through my arena and whatnot. Some is not going to be enough. So it depends a little bit on your arena shard, but I think 104 isn't bad with an offense set. You're going to do a lot of damage if she gets going, and then you'll gain turn meter with Nihilus. Nihilus is unique, so... Yeah, I think that's fine.
I run mine with 103.
There you go.
Do Jason. Question. Gear up First Order Stormtrooper to round out First Order squad, or gear up Sith Assassin to round out 2nd Sith team for war, plus crew bonus.
So First Order versus Sith Assassin is the question?
Mm-hmm.
First Order.
Yeah.
First Order Stormtrooper.
Yeah, First Order Stormtrooper. He's critical to that team. You can sub in other Sith if you really want to.
So your crew on that too slow.
No, so is Sith Assassin.
I know, but she ain't yet. But I'm saying, but you get. I mean, First Order Stormtrooper, I think, is an essential piece for the First Order team with the Zeta because of what he does. It's ridiculous.
And he'll be further along the way to 7-star in a shuttle than he will her ship.
Mm-hmm.
Metkill question: how developed can a 100% free-to-play be at the moment? Can you give an example of one relative to account age, of course?
We reviewed a free-to-play player that had, like, was it 3.2 million GP? Mm-hmm. And he had everything. I think it was Thanes, wasn't it? Or no, not Thanes. I forget what the name was, but he focused on everything correctly, had his mods all set up, and I mean, it was a beautiful roster. Beautiful free-to-play roster.
I seem to recall 3.5, 3.6 is kind of like where, you know, from very beginning of game, free-to-play would be. But I mean, that...
Yeah, 3.5 would be if you were able to get on like an arena shard that gave you like you could get top 3 pretty much every time. So, yep. I'm not sure what he's looking for in terms of develop though. I mean, obviously the age matters. So, like, yeah, because I mean, I mentioned this before. I'm essentially free to play. I put in $100 in like month 5 or something, of which most of that was towards an Ewok charity event, and I didn't even really use my Ewoks. And I'm 336. So, I mean, it's you're somewhere right around there. I mean, the free to play that did November, December, and January when the game first came out are probably doing Heroic Sith and that have continued to play, obviously, are probably just around the 3.1 to 3.5 range, I would guess.
Ski's just saying he's 3.4.
Yeah.
Since December 15.
Yep. I quit for a while, and then I stopped caring about Arena for a while, and then I stopped caring about Galactic War for a while. So I've slowed down my roster from being max. This game has gotten on my nerves.
Darth Telewhack my knacker.
Okay.
Question, is anyone beating the Forest Moon Mythic tier while using Palp, Zader, Tarkin, and Death Trooper? Is it possible? As that is all I have, Gear 11 and Gear 12, but not having any luck yet.
With Shore Trooper, as he only named 4 characters, right? He said Palp, Vader, Thrawn, and Death Trooper?
He didn't say Thrawn. He said Tarkin.
Oh, he said Tarkin. I find Thrawn to be the one that really helps the team, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I'm using the team right now with Emplead, Thrawn, Death Trooper, Shore Trooper, and Vader.
Mm-hmm. That's the same team I use. Yep, same.
I beat it with EP, Vader, Tarkin, Zeta Veers, and Stormtrooper.
I could see that.
I did it.
I actually autoed it with that one.
HK-47 droids isn't a bad way to go.
It isn't, but when I tried it, now granted, my droids I think are largely Gear 10, but in that last phase, the Ewoks go nuts. Yeah. It's really hard because once Logray puts days on all of your droids, there goes HK's lead. Like, it's awful. And their survival isn't that good because their survival is more based on just trying to kill things quick. Emperor Palpatine's lead, while it's negated, like, you can get some survivability with him with AoE stuns and all the kind of thing. Droids lack that.
Paul Morgan, question, how close has Mike Hunt gotten to koalas since they have chlamydia? Bet they are really cuddly, huh, Mike?
See,
you did open the door for this.
Yes, I did. I even have the Wikipedia page still open. I'm sorry. I retain amazingly trivial trivia. And that was just something that I heard once, and it was like, yeah, it seemed like a good time to mention it.
What are the chances that Mike wrote it in the Wikipedia page just to quote himself afterwards? Let me go in here. Koalas are known sources of chlamydia in Australia. Oh, look, it's in Wikipedia.
Hold on a second, I gotta pause you there. Ski Trooper renamed himself to Ski Trooper Califragilisticexpialidocious for Grande's next round of shoutouts.
Okay.
That is freaking awesome, dude.
You're Ski Trooper California from now on.
Oh,
I'm Mary Poppins, yo! Paul Morgan, question, if koalas have STDs and they are related to Ewoks, does Chief Chirpa have herpes?
I said no, it's Zeus that has herpes, and then I realized I meant Hermes.
Kazakagi, too easy. Question, should I Zeta crew Scarred, the Darth Maul lead, or something else for Territory Wars?
Sounds like you have Crew's lead done. So I would probably go with Scarred, especially if you have First Order or Stormtrooper done. Finish off your First Order, because you want those 3 Zetas. Crew lead, Scarred, and First Order Stormtrooper.
Thane Kyrell, question, kit revealed today?
I would guess no.
Maybe TM.
Okay, he who should not be named. Question, is OG Kylo a must for a good Territory War First Order defense team?
Yes.
I think you could do it without OG.
Yeah, no, you need him.
Why? You could do Crew, First Order Stormtrooper, First Order Officer, Special Forces, and Executioner.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
I think the term you get from OG Kyler is just too important.
I prefer special forces. Speed up is much more useful.
Contingent 33 question: with the new mod leveling strategy, do we mod gray arrows with speed primary or wait?
You can wait. There's no benefit on grays to level up now. There is no benefit on golds to level now. The only reason you would level up is because you can use the mod now. So if you need a gray arrow with the speed primary on a character so you can get that plus 30 speed, go ahead and do it now. I mean, you want to have those mods available. But if you don't have an urgent use for it, then just wait. There's no benefit right now to leveling up grays or golds.
Okay, Stama Ozbuff, question: other tunes with passive abilities to throw in the Akbar Leia team for Phase 2.
I don't know what else he's using.
Yeah.
Lobot?
Lobot!
No, he's a rebel. You don't want him on the Akbar Leia team.
Yeah, but he does have a...
Yeah, but then he also gets some of the calls. You don't want any other rebels. So ideally, you're looking at characters, for example. So I don't know which ones he has, but I'm just gonna throw these ones out there: Thrawn, Kenobi, and Shore Trooper.
Jawa Scav? Engineer, sorry.
Why would you put Jawa Scavenger on the?
No, engineer.
Well, why would you put engineer on the rebel?
I thought he was just looking for tunes that have non-aggressive moves.
Well, he wants it for a Phase 2 heroic Sith team, right, Sanely?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Jawa Engineer on. I mean, he does have the abilities that would trigger it, but he does like nothing. He's gonna contribute nothing to that fight.
Bodhi Rook.
That's a rebel.
Lobot.
There's like 800 reasons why Bodhi Rook is a bad choice in that one. God. I would say Kenobi, Thrawn, and Shore Trooper are your best.
What about Young Han?
Why?
Didn't
Lobot.
Ideally, you want tanks, right? Because you need to protect Leia. So you want tanks. You do want to try and protect Akbar because Akbar has 3 triggers. Akbar's 2 specials. Akbar has 2 specials plus the phase ability in order to remove the pains. So he has 3 abilities that will 100% call Leia as long as you don't have any other rebels. So you want ideally tanks as much as possible. So that leaves Kenobi and Shore Trooper as kind of the best ones there. And since you're already using Death Trooper in Phase 3, you're kind of already eating up your Imperial Troopers a little bit with that. And then the last one is just somebody that helps you ability-wise. So Thrawn returns protection, which is nice. You could do a Hermit Yoda if you have him available. He's actually really good in that as well. Thrawn, you can fracture Scion in order to prevent the counterattacks. You can also do protection gain, which was mentioned. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Lobot.
Clone Wars Chewie.
Yeah, Clone Wars Chewie.
Yeah. Sadly enough, Clone Wars Chewie actually is, but is he not a rebel?
No,
he's just a scoundrel, right?
He's a scoundrel.
Okay, then Clone Wars Chewie is actually a good choice because Clone Wars Chewie can actually heal himself. So he taunts. His taunt will trigger, his special will trigger, and his heal will trigger. So yeah, Clone Wars Chewie is actually a very good choice.
Nathaniel Morgan, question: will Traya Isolate be nerfed due to Acolyte auto solo of Nihilus in Phase 4? Does this open the door for potentially OP teams with future tunes to be released?
It probably will be nerfed along with a nerf to Newt Gunray.
Yeah, just for good measure.
Yep. Something is wrong. We must nerf Newt Gunray.
Well, people are having fun playing the raid. We gotta nerf it.
Lobot.
Pretty soon they're just gonna take him out of everybody's roster.
Yeah, I know. Newt Gunray is now known as the ghost formerly known as Newt Gunray.
Alexandru Gross. Question, which of the Zeta abilities should I give to Vader? I will do one anyways as I need it for completing Ship's Arena.
Unique.
Yeah, his unique.
Unless you're in a... Yeah, go.
Oh, I was going to say, unless you plan on, using them for the solo hat team and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Lobot.
Lobots in disguise.
Oh.
Captain Blackbeard, question, if you have wanted to name your new house something Star Wars themed, what would it be?
The Big Deal.
The Sarlacc pit.
That's no moon.
Grande's home away from prison.
Oh.
Revenator, question for Samey. I hear the Samey Trooper does well for the Mythic tier for the Thrawn event. Can you confirm? Yes, I tried that out and it did work. It took me a couple tries, and I actually needed Emperor Palpatine in the team in order to, get it done fairly easy. But yeah, he did help.
Oh, can I name my house Jabba the Hutt?
Jabba's Palace. There you go.
Yeah. Nathaniel Miller, question, how do you choose what mod set to farm from?
Speed set.
Yeah, for what? In general, speed. In general, go speed. When in doubt, speed mods.
Speed or crit chance for me.
Crit chance or crit damage?
Crit chance. Oh, mate, I lived in crit damage for like 4 months.
Okay. Yeah, I do the 4-piece set, so I'm doing mainly speed. Every now and then I'll do crit damage, but I haven't bothered with 2 sets for a while.
Thane Kyrell, question, I will have Fat, Visas, and Kanan all at Gear 11 by the time I get my next Zeta. Fat and Visas won't be 7-star at the time, but close. Who gets my next Zeta?
The Eternal Twins.
I concur.
Science.
I think I was mentioning this to him before. Visas is really good if you want to put a Zeta on her. Just depends. If your Phoenix and his Phoenix are up to par, I think I would do Kanan, because it really helps that Phoenix team. So I think my order would be Kanan over Visas over Fulcrum Ahsoka. Fulcrum Ahsoka would be my last out of those 3.
Kanan's one is really good.
Mm-hmm. And he has a ship.
Science.
Ship. But still, I go with the Eternal Twins.
Yeah. Nathaniel Morgan, question for Sammy. How did Pimp Trooper do against the Ewoks?
Oh.
Very well. He really helps with the survivability, keeps people alive. With the mythic, or the bonus tier, or whatever that's called, the third one, you get all the way to the end, no problem. And then, but with all that daze, you're not counterattacking and getting all those bonus attacks. So that sucks. But like I said, with the survivability that he adds with the protection up, it's definitely worth running him. Met Kill question, who would you pick to be the top character to nerf and the top to buff in the current state of the game?
I would nerf all the Ewoks.
And Mace Windu.
Ewoks. I would buff them and then nerf them.
Who do I want to nerf? That's a good question.
Well, I'll just go with what CG would choose. When all else fails, nerf Newt Gunray.
That's right. What did you say?
Nerf Thrawn, buff Mace.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody that needs a nerf right now. I mean, the 7-star Traya thing is more just like a single ability thing, right? But I don't think there's any character that's really OP in the current game. In terms of buffing, I'm gonna go with Cad Bane actually.
What did you say?
Ooh.
Cad Bane is still one of the coolest looking characters in the game. He just sucks.
You know what? You suck.
He should be able to at least kill Jedi.
Yep.
Yes. I know, right?
Yosemite Sam on steroids.
Bradzo swgoh. Question: how does Maul's lead face Bastilla's lead Jedi?
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't do very well, unfortunately.
I can see that being the most annoying fight ever. I hit you, evade. I hit you, foresight. I hit you, evade. I hit you, foresight. I hit you, evade.
And foresight. Just like winning.
Probably got a timeout.
I purposely picked Rex Motherwampers with my Bastilla to do the 10 Jedi wins. Yeah, it just they're like Teflon, mate. Nothing sticks.
Zane Kyrell, question: the community is struggling to find many teams for Phase 3 of the Sith Raid that isn't super RNG dependent. Do you think that CG will release a squad that can do that phase like the Eternal Twins?
Oh, was there a question there? I'm sorry.
I love it. So there is the 1% Rolo team that isn't really RNG dependent. It's just
I just blanked out there for a second. I mean,
yeah, only one of the Eternal Twins will be able to do it because CG doesn't like dark side, so they'll give one of the Eternal Twins a bunch of debuffs that won't stick in the raid. So you won't be able to use that one.
They'll
make the other one light side.
I hear talking, but it's weird. It's like it's not registering. I don't know. I don't understand.
Don't worry.
Next question.
The character that will be able to basically
No,
non-RNG
next question.
Phase 3 is going to be the female Revan that's coming.
Finn, please stab yourself in the leg and disappear.
Bradzo swgoh, question: have you ever listened to With You from Chris Brown lately? Every time I play it, all I hear on the chorus is the huts all over the world tonight.
Okay.
And that's the last question.
Okay. I can't say that I have, no.
If you haven't, you should read the lyrics to Animals by Nickelback. It'll make you... Yeah, you should just read the lyrics.
Yeah, just read the lyrics. Don't do anything else. Just read the lyrics.
You don't have to do anything else. Just read the lyrics.
Yeah, just read the lyrics.
Lyrics of what?
Animals by Nickelback. I think we can end the stream on that. That'll be our thing for you to do today. Yeah, your homework assignment.
You made me angry, Finn. You're going to close this out.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Nice try.
I didn't even...
Female Revan. Christ.
All right.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Actually, you know what? Let's let Grim do it. Grim, are you up to closing us out, buddy?
Sure. Why not?
Or I'll let Saley, you and Grim decide who would like to try to close us out. I'm trying to do it all the time. I thought if we could give you guys a shot.
You go ahead and do it.
All right, we'll let Saley. You'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Grim. If you're up for it, go for it.
Okay. Thanks for joining us on the lunch hour stream today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Come join us on Discord. Link is in the description. And I'd like to thank everybody that showed up today. And I think that's all, right?
Patreon.
Oh, yeah, Patreon. If you want to help us out, we do have a Patreon now. Is the link in the description now? Yeah, it is. First link in the description is the Patreon. Yay!
See. You need to work on it, Grim, but that was okay.
Yeah.
Grim is drooling over Revan's breastises.
No, that's Finn, you really want me just to beat that ass today, man. I'm cracking my knuckles now, ready just to beat your ass. Like, what happened to Dr. Finn? Got on the wrong side of Ranger. Oh, well, he shouldn't have done that. Less morphine for him. All right, thank you guys for stopping by. Remember, we do this every day from 12 to 1. If you want to get your roster reviewed, please go ahead and throw that in there to Dr. Finn, and we'll get you added to the list. And yeah, everyone have a great rest of the day. We'll do a Battlefront 2 stream tonight from 6 to whenever we feel like getting done. So look forward to that. So on behalf of myself and the RSG crew, thank you guys for stopping by. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we will holler at you later. Peace.